Hello and welcome to the 60-Second Car, the podcast that covers every single minute of the Fast and the Furious franchise. We're going to cover every little thing from front to back, from the sides of doing the mini-series shorts and the weird movies that you may not consider part of the franchise, but they're all part of the family, as we may or may not have seen in some Fast 10 nonsense. My name is Danotage, or Dan. I'm joined as always by my co-host Daniel, aka Overcord, and, well, play that music. You know, it's just not going to play. So I'm going to put it in.
Okay. I was pretending like I was playing.
Yeah, I'll just put it in a post. Nope, there it is. We got it. Family, and welcome to the family. it is episode. So, like, I'm not going to call these episodes because we've already messed up the order, and we not the order, but we've already messed up the numbering system, which is good that I titled all these by minute, so you don't have to worry about which episode you're listening to or watching to be able to stick with us. This is minute 10, starting from 9:00 to 10:00. And before we even get into anything, I wanted to bring up a current event. Something that happened, essentially, I'm pretty sure it was for the Fast 10 premiere. One of the cast members got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Cute.
Yeah, Mr. Christopher Bridges. Is that his name? Ludacris?
So. Mm-hmm.
Chris Ludacris Bridges. Got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which is a big deal for a lot of people. And I think you pretty much always bring the people that kind of got you into it and got you going and the reason you have a star in the first place. So my question is, because as we'll talk about here, and we might have spoken about this in a previous episode, maybe the Fast 10 episode, which is probably many of you may not have listened to yet because maybe you haven't seen the movie yet. But the two people that helped unveil the star were Vin Diesel and LL Cool J. So my question is, if Paul Walker were still alive, because I found out some new information today, if Paul Walker were still alive, do you think it would still be Vin Diesel doing the unveiling?
I wonder. Because I
feel like LL Cool J would still be there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have to remember that Ludacris also has a hip-hop career.
Yeah.
And
a big one, too, yeah.
LL being one of the legends, if you can befriend him and have him at your unveiling, like, why wouldn't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder, because, like, obviously Vin wasn't in 2, but he was not top billing in this movie. But he eventually became the top guy when he came back, so I don't know.
From what I understand is Vin didn't want and had nothing to do with 2. So he really has no credit for getting him introduced to the franchise. That's all Paul Walker, or at least whoever casted him. So I would assume that if Paul Walker were still alive, it would have been there instead. And I also say this because...
Or as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think it'd be weird to have 3, but I think as a lot of people have had, there's people in the background that are also supporting them. And speaking of these people in the background, Paul Walker's brother was also at this event and took pictures with him with his star. Yeah. So the man who played Brian O'Connor in a way in, was it Fate of the Fear? No, which movie was it? 7, right?
7,
where they do the whole drive away scene. And the Walker brother, I don't remember his name, played Paul Walker with Mia and the kids, and I do believe was in the car doing the scene where he drives off into the sunset and whatnot, and then they do a bunch of face swapping to put Paul Walker's face on his face.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, it's a good call. I didn't really think about how siblings look alike other than their faces. I don't really often look at that, but yeah, they have similar body types, I'd say.
I love a sibling. I don't know how that works.
I don't know how it works. All my siblings are half siblings, so they kind of look like me, but not really.
My wife's has two sisters and a brother who all look alike, and you really squint your eyes, you can kind of see it with Katie Bear. But the common joke is that she's the milkman's or whatever. So
yeah, the mailman's, the milkman's, the delivery guys. Yeah,
of course,
yeah. But yeah, so that happened, which is huge. I think that's huge for a lot of different reasons. I mean, Ludacris has been in not much really other than the Fast franchise, right? I think he's been in some stuff, but I don't think he's been in a lot, but yet still considered a pretty big Hollywood star because of this franchise.
Well, they also do stars for music and stuff because
true, yes,
and the TV, film, stage, they have all kinds of
yeah
stars for things.
True, yeah, and I guess being a crossover star is a good way to guarantee a star on the Walk of Fame. Because yeah, his hip hop career is huge. Like he was a big one for a long time.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. There's a filmography now. It's a lot of Fast stuff and then things I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He was a voice in Snow Dogs. That's news. He was in No Strings Attached.
Okay.
Hustle and Flow. Fred Claus.
He's in Fred Claus? That's funny.
I guess so. As DJ Donnie.
Isn't Fred... So Fred Claus is the brother of Santa Claus, I believe. And isn't that Vince Vaughn?
It is Vince Vaughn.
That played Fred Claus? Yeah, that's right. That's funny. But yeah, no, I mean, congratulations, Luda. You ever want to come on the show? You know where to find me. Just hit me up because you definitely have my phone number. No, he doesn't. For those wondering, I know that I didn't have to clarify that, but he doesn't have my phone number.
He's in the chat right now.
He's here, Luda. Chicken and Beer, best album, great album. He says a different word, but he had a little person hanging from his necklace in one of his songs. Interesting. Anyway, we're here talking about The Fast and the Furious, the original Fast and the Furious from 2001.
Excuse you. This is not the original. How dare you? Let's come back to my side quest. We have, out of sympathy for Frank and a desire to be with him, Connie gives Frank the keys to her car so he might escape capture and trial. That's from the original Fast and Furious.
My bad. Let's
go to this rename or something.
It's homage. It's an homage.
Yes.
It is a reprisal of the original Fast and the Furious. So, yeah, technically not the original, but we're talking about, and I have to go straight to the screenshots because.
Please.
At minute 900, technically in this minute, so all technical, even if it in the scene of the fight scene, I can speak today, I promise. We have this is not doctored, it's not photoshopped. I did change nothing. I literally just got the screenshot of. I forget what he's saying for some reason, but it's the last thing that is said. Oh, this is "You were just fired." He's starting "You were just fired." After he asks, "You work for what's his face?"
Harry. Yeah.
You work for Harry, right? Yeah, I just started, but you were just fired. This is the beginning of "You were just fired," and yeah, this is the funniest face that I've seen in such a long time. So I had to capture it.
If you're a listener, if you're solely a listener, pop into the YouTube just for a second, because wow.
I'll send you the screenshot. We could put it on the Instagram as well.
That'll be the one for this episode. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. This is going on the thumbnail, that's for sure. But yeah, we have "You Were Just Fired," which, I mean, as you were talking about, this whole scene is the ultimate, this is who Dom is, right? Because he literally has the power to get somebody fired in a place he doesn't work, which is huge. Oh, does this make him a Karen?
Oh, maybe. I mean, he had to call and report him for doing something not related to his workplace and all that stuff. Yeah. Wow. Dom Toretto's a Karen.
He's a Karen also because he's not successful at getting the person fired. Even
Right.
going, I'm gonna, you know who I am, I'm gonna get you fired type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Literally not literally, but pretty close to literally you'll never work in this town again. But anyway, the actual meat of this minute, we'll go to that part, which is the first image we get of Harry's, which is called the Racer's Edge, high performance auto parts. This is apparently where all the racers in town get their parts from. They must do real good business.
It seems like a pop in place because like all the people that are in there and just like, I mean, like you said, this. I bet this is the place to go for this sort of thing. And yeah, like my favorite thing about this scene, the truck that Brian's driving has the classic 555 number on it because I was like, oh, what's the phone number? I'm not a car guy as we've discussed. I kind of want to walk around the Racer's Edge and see what cool shit they got.
Okay, I will say,
Yes,
this place has to be very small, and I mean like physically very small, because, well, we'll get to that part in a second. But all the scenes here, and maybe it's on purpose to show how much what they have on display and whatnot. But all the scenes in the actual main part of the store, the camera is behind something, and there's so many parts where if I were to freeze frame a bunch of stuff, it's just gray. It's just a gray screen because there's a part sitting in front of the camera here.
like it doesn't seem like, for as much as they do it in the scene, it does not seem like an artistic choice because it's overdone.
Oh, the whole thing, yeah. They have a track that goes from one side of the store to the other, and then they go back, and that's pretty much all they have set up in this store. It probably is a legitimate store, I would assume, based on this and everything we have here. But I will go back to the first part we see during this scene, which is to show the frustration of Brian. He pulls up real hard into the parking space here, and he bumps the bumper onto the curb. And we know this is him because we can clearly see he's the one driving. He is a bad driver in this movie. He's not very good. He gets so much better throughout the franchise.
I wonder if this shot they decided to use was technically a mistake because you think he was supposed to hit that curb?
I think yeah, maybe. I think I'm leaning over the 50% line that he was supposed to hit the curb. I don't know how hard, but he's obviously, because throughout the rest of the scene, he's pretty flustered, right?
Yeah.
He's pretty like all up in his head, and I don't know if he's nervous when Harry goes with him to the back room and was like, he wants you fired, which we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, it seems like he's meant to be kind of flustered. I think that was the direction that they gave him, was possibly hit the curb or come in real hard and hit the brakes real hard. One of the two.
Hey man, crash a little. That's the direction.
Yeah, this isn't one of those performance cars. You can just have this. Also, who gives a new employee a company truck? Kind of weird. Also, there's no other company truck, so it's not like they have the fleet or something, right?
Is he a delivery man? Why is there a truck?
Maybe he might be. Either that, or it's like you're the new guy. You got to drive around the billboard to advertise our store.
I'm thinking they might be calling A, calling B. Like, since he's a new guy, maybe he's put on delivery until he does something. But like, if he's the new guy, which we're assuming he is, because he's knowing what we know later in the movie, he's undercover, so he hasn't been here a while.
Oh, I mean, he just said that I just started.
Right. So he just started here. He should be on some kind of probation and really be concerned about losing his job. But as we see as this minute goes along, he's kind of not.
Yeah. It's, the whole thing's weird. We just have this, I guess nobody's really questioning somebody who just works at a shop. But considering with what you're talking about, right? We have a few different things. What you talked about in the last minute with him just immediately checking the license. and already checking to see if he's it's possible that he's checking to see if he's a cop, but obviously, or not obviously, I should say, it's very possible that he's just checking everybody he runs into. I don't know. Like, is that just what he does? Is Dom just a super paranoid man who checks every single person that there's a conflict with? Maybe he bumps into somebody at the grocery store. He's like, I need to give me your license. I got to do a background check on you.
You hit my car, license and registration.
Yeah, exactly. So like, there's a lot of suspicion here. So he's checking the license, and then there's this. He just started at this car place at Harry's, and he's showing up to everything that Dom's doing. That's a huge red flag, right?
Yeah, gotta be.
I mean, obviously, as we know, Vince is correct in all his suspicions, but the question becomes, would he have had those suspicions if he wasn't, going after Mia, right? That's the real question. But we go into the shop and we see Harry on the phone with Dominic. He calls him by his full name, Dominic. Thanks, Dominic, blah, blah, blah. And then, so obviously he didn't even have one of his guys call. He called himself. He was like, what do you think he said?
Oh man, I wonder, like, this guy is in my shop and he's being like, what? Yeah, I'm fascinated by what this could do. Because, all right, side story. So a million years ago at my previous job, this guy went to a bar after work and got into a fight at said bar while wearing a shirt of the place that I worked at. And the person he fought turned out to be underage who was in a bar. So there's already problems there. That person's mother came to where I worked, complained about that man, and got him fired. I think Dom's trying to do that because this is unrelated to his work performance, but he's still just being like, he's coming around. Maybe because he's got the truck, because he rolls up in the truck, he gets into a fight outside with his truck. So he's doing bad representation of the business by showing up and fighting for his sister. So maybe that's what it is, but it feels like he doesn't have much to go on, which is why Harry ultimately keeps him on.
Well, California is an at-will state, and you can be fired for literally any reason. So, well, not literally, but close to literally.
I worked in HR. I've seen it all.
I'm throwing literally around too much, and it's cringing me the hell out. But you could be fired for anything. In fact, a previous job that I had, I didn't drive a company vehicle, but other people around me did. And there was somebody who was fired for, I think, going somewhere that they weren't supposed to go, even though they were off work, right? They weren't working, but they were driving the company vehicle, and they went somewhere, and it was scandalous for some sort, and it was noted by somebody who reported them, and yeah, that caused them to get fired too. Bad representation.
Hey, Harry, your guy's come around here. He's had tuna sandwiches for 21 days. That can't be right. You got to get rid of this guy.
21 days.
Thanks for letting me know. 3 weeks of sandwiches like that, and your tuna's not good. The tuna's not good.
Yo, he's stinking up your truck, man. That truck's got to smell like fish galore.
Tuna farts are gnarly. Get him out of there, Harry.
So yeah. Maybe he didn't give any details. Maybe he's so powerful that he's just like, I want you fired. I want this guy fired.
Yeah, he really talks about Dom like he's a celebrity, not just like a local celebrity. Like, he's this guy that everybody knows. So the fact that Dom's now mad means it's going to affect his entire business.
Yeah. I mean, he quite literally says in this scene, if they see Dom driving it, they all come and buy it or something like that. All the kids come in and buy it.
Yeah, I mean, and kids pay cash.
Yeah, I mean, did kids in the 90s have money? All I know is all these guys have money. Like, they throw money around like crazy.
Sure.
And I knew car guys in high school, and I knew car guys a little bit after high school. They didn't have money. They bought one part per paycheck, I think. So, and it was like usually not a big part. But yeah, so we're back in Harry's. He's getting the call. And then that's where we start to walk to what is the restroom through non-lockable swinging doors with giant windows, because this is obviously a place that has been refitted to be Brian's bedroom where he's staying. But as we see, yeah, right here, it's a restroom. There's a soap dispenser, there's a paper towel dispenser, there's a shelf there with all of his, travel stuff, and he's in here like, but I want to know what it was before this and how he just had this ready to go.
I will say it does make sense for a shop to have a sink out of the bathroom, because then you got to clean oil and shit off your hands.
That's true, yeah.
So, like, I mean, where I work now, we have art studios, and there's sinks for just washing up, and it's in a back room, kind of like this. But
true.
The fact that he's got more toiletries than necessary for being at work makes me think, yeah, he's living here.
Oh, yeah, no, he's definitely living here. We have a scene later on where now I got to start questioning. I mean, I guess we've always questioned Mia's taste in men, but him and Mia come back to this for the end of a date in one part of this movie.
I don't think I've ever made that connection. That's great.
If I'm sorry, but if you're taking me back to your bed that happens to be in the back of an auto parts store, I think I'm noping out.
I understand what you're saying. I think knowing Mia's upbringing, from what we know about her family being a car family, maybe this works.
Maybe it's a turn
Maybe this is some Freudian shit that's just perfect.
Yeah, I mean, guys tend up being with, partners that are like their mothers, and you see a lot of girls who end up with partners who are like their brothers or their dad or whatever it might be. So maybe that's what we're getting here. It's just comfort, right? I think honestly that's a sign of health, like a sign of a healthy relationship, that it's like it's with people that you are genuinely feel comfortable with. So yeah, maybe.
And they've made it work for 10 movies, so they're doing something right.
Yeah, 10 movies, 3 of which the actor's been passed and dead for a while. Yeah,
and
they still make it work, which is
good for them.
Always strange, yeah. But yeah, this is also where we get this so strange close-up of Harry talking to Brian while doing several lookaways just past the camera to get his primo close-up of him being stressed out and acting his ass off. This is the strangest weird direction and close-up / two-shot that we get in pretty much anything. I don't know how to explain this. I don't know if these were meant to be pieces of photography to have Nos in the background while he's doing a take near the camera, but it is the strangest direction that I've seen in a long time.
I know this is 2001, but this guy feels like a 90s character who's expendable, so which means he can be and do whatever he wants to do. Shout out to Vito Ruginis. I'm not really sure how to pronounce the last name. Didn't bother looking into it, but that's who plays Harry here. He was also in Moneyball. Didn't see it. But yeah, this dude's going hard for no reason. But the real star of this scene and the next minute, of course, is Nos.
Wait, who is he in Moneyball? I love that movie.
Let's go back. Always making me look stuff up. Gotta get an intern for the show.
I don't remember who is he. Is he one of the scouts? I guess maybe. The Fast, and I'm gonna look up through the Fast and the Furious because obviously his name's Vigo.
Vyto. He's been working for a bunch. He plays Chris Pitaro. I've never seen Moneyball, but he plays a real dude apparently.
Interesting. Yeah. Everybody in Moneyball is pretty much a real dude. Okay. So he plays. Yeah. No. I mean, it's a baseball movie. I happen to be a baseballman. But yeah. Okay. I didn't recognize him, but that makes sense. I guess. But cool. I didn't realize that. But yeah, he's been around for a while. Okay. Question.
Answer.
Maybe you have, do you have an answer? Does he show up again after this scene?
I don't think so.
This is his only scene.
I mean, you've seen the entire movie more recently than I have. I don't believe so, though.
Well, this is not my most recent watch of a Fast movie. So it's actually my third most recent watch of a Fast movie, believe it or
That's true.
not. So it's been a little bit muddied. But yeah, we have this scene with Harry, and yeah, I think it just dawned on me. I think this is the only scene with Harry that we get.
If he doesn't come back in this movie, that's it for Harry because he's not in any other movies.
Right.
Why would he be though?
And there are 2 other scenes in this shop.
Look in the background of the love scene later. He's probably peeking. I bet he lives there too.
He probably does. He's in the bed. He's in the bed just adjacent to his,
on this side of the room. There's another bed, a bunk. He's pretending to be asleep.
Yeah. Oh man, he's like, hey man, I need the shop for the night. Can you go to see a movie?
I'll just be asleep. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. No, I know you don't sleep. Just don't make it weird.
That makes me wonder if this is Harry's room that he's been kicked out of while they do this undercover operation.
Do you think Harry's in on that? Because like Dom wants him to fire him. Does he keep him on because of the cops, or is Harry also oblivious to what
it's because of the cops. So they talk about it later. That the reason he's cooperating is because they caught him for selling stolen goods. So this is his deal to not get prosecuted for it.
Look at this information you get if you actually watch the whole movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, now I also pay attention more to that stuff with Katie being, the lawman. That sounds like she's a cop. She's not a cop. She's an attorney. I swear she's not a cop. But yeah, for some reason, I pay attention to that stuff.
AKA CAB.
Oh,
Katie's our cops, our bastards.
Katie's our. There's a Katie in your house too.
She's a narc. She's already said if she found out I was a serial killer, she turned me in. She makes her a narc.
Wait,
I'm
really?
not a serial killer.
That is a narc. That's a narc move. What the heck?
I'm not a serial killer. I'm squeamish. It wouldn't work out. So don't worry, guys.
No, blood's not for you. No blood for you.
Nah.
I get it. Well, this is the last frame we have of this scene. And this is where this is kind of where it kind of makes sense, right? Where he is in on it, because this is where Brian's telling him, well, actually, this is not what this screenshot is, but Brian is telling him, just relax. That's what he says. Just relax. You're being weird.
I feel like this exact moment you have is when Brian, like, this is quick for this franchise. This is when Brian starts to turn and become more fascinated with the racing side than his actual job, because his last line, he's barely paying attention to Harry. He says, I need NOS, and that's the end of the minute.
So yes, the screenshot I took was the first syllable of the word NOS in the franchise.
Wow.
That is this.
I mean, it's popped up like a dozen times already in stickers and aluminum signs, but this is the first time someone says it.
This is the first syllable utterance of the word NOS. I mean, the sixth character to this cast of the franchise. That's the 6th most memorable cast member.
Sure.
So
the only cast member that's in all of them.
Yeah. Well, then there's so technically not, but they're mentioned in, I believe it's 6, where they're in Cuba. I believe that's 6. So I believe in that movie, NOS does not make an appearance, but what does make an appearance is Letty bringing out a can of nitrous oxide, which absolutely was stolen from a hospital. It is it's a hospital grade can of nitrous oxide, and she puts it on the car and he goes, Dom's cousin or whatever it is asks what's that, and she says this is Cuban NOS. Not nitrous oxide, it's Cuban NOS.
Cuban NOS.
Which is not a thing. Like, it's just the brand, but it's a character. It's no longer a brand anymore. This is a character in the franchise. Mm-hmm. And just as important, I think.
I mean, after we watch 10, go back to listen to that episode, but
yes, please.
NOS, yep.
This is We did. So this is why for those wondering if you're listening to release order, you're probably not wondering. You probably know the answer. But now we're no longer in by threes of every week, because we had one episode released that was the Fast X, the Fast 10 spoiler episode. So the reason that we did that, and I think it's very, very obvious, but for me personally, the reason I needed to do an episode like that is because I would have sat here wanting to spoil it pretty much every episode after that. I'm just like mentioning a spoiler here and there because I would have had to bite my tongue so many times. Now that we did a whole episode in it, and we could probably do another one because we didn't cover everything, we don't have to spoil in these episodes. We have a full episode.
Yes.
But yeah, so there you go. Do you have any other notes, by the way?
No, my last one is literally, I need NOS. Don't we all?
I need NOS. So yeah, that's the screenshot I have. Are you ready for a surprise?
Do you have one of these in every episode? What? I swear to God, if you pull three of the same ones again.
I have another pack of the Fast 10 trading cards, special thick trading cards, that is 100% sealed, factory sealed, that we're going to open and reveal yet again. And this is another reason to come to the live taping of this, where you get to see these actually done live. Again, it's 5 cards to a pack. All the cards are common except for the Dominic Toretto and the Dante Reyes cards, who are numbered, I think, to 600. Or 599 or whatever it might be. So we'll quickly
now,
go
the last
through these.
episode.
Yes.
Sorry, the last episode you say you paid $5 for the pack. Is this another $5 pack?
$4.50. Yes.
$4.50.
These are all $4.50 because I got them. Yeah, $4.50 a pack. Which is pretty good, I think. I think you'll see if you go to eBay, you will see packs for like $10-12 and up a lot of the time too. So I think I got a good deal. In fact, I pulled these out and showed him. I go, "Hey, Katie, look what I got." And she goes, "How much did you pay for those?" I go, "I swear it wasn't much. I swear." But yeah, you ready? You start pulling.
Let's do this.
All right, first card. Oh,
old friend.
Another Ramsey. We started off. I think this might be two Ramseys in a row, not 3. And then we have a Cypher.
Cool. Is that a unique one now?
That's our second
first
Cypher. It's our second.
Okay.
Our first pack out of Cypher. And then another Han. That's 3 Hans. 3 Hans.
Almost enough.
Almost. Not even close, actually. A Tej.
Cool.
And finally, last but not least,
do you have $5,000? You don't.
Another Mia. A third Mia. Yeah, every pack had a Mia.
Every pack's had a Han.
Every pack's had a Han. And I think that's it. Because the last pack did not have a Tej.
Did the first pack, did that also have a Ramsey?
No.
Okay.
No. We have Cypher and Baby Nobody.
That's right. Well, I mean, with Hans, triples is best.
I mean, with Hans, we can never have enough Hans. Let's be real. I think we only have one solo, and that's a Jacob. Only one Jacob. All right, we've done it. Thank you. Wait, what happened? You all right?
I agreed. I said we've done it.
We've done it. That is minute 10 of the 60-second car. The episode or the podcast that covers every single minute of the Fast and the Furious franchise. My name is Danotage, aka Dan, and I am joined by Daniel, aka Overcord. As always, you can email us at 60secondcar@gmail.com, and you can find us at 60secondcar on all social media platforms, or check out the link tree. With that, I'll see y'all next time.
Family.